Hello everybody, my name is KingStix and today I'm going to talk to you about how to actually mid lane as Kassadin. Let's go over Kassadin's runes and masteries real quick to get them out of the way. 9 times out of 10 I suggest running 18 in ferocity and 12 in cutting on Kassadin, taking Deathfire's touch down the ferocity tree. This might seem kind of silly, but it's going to give you a lot of poke in lane, and it's going to help you to not get bullied too hard during your first 6 levels. 10% of the time I will take Thunderlord's Decree. I will only do this if the person I'm playing against is melee and they're always going to be fighting on me. So I will do this against Yasuo on occasion, but for the most part, running Deathfire's touch is still the safer, stronger choice. Whenever you play Kassadin, you're typically going to want to pick him against somebody who does magic damage, since Kassadin's passive makes you take less damage from magic damage. And you're going to want to take 3 AP Quints, 9 scaling per level health seals, 6 scaling cooldown per level blues, 3 flat magic resist blues, and 9 flat magic pen reds. The only difference that you'd make on this rune page if you're going against someone who's AD like he's Zed or Yasuo is you could switch out the 3 magic resist glyphs for 3 AP. And if you felt like you were really going to need it in your first 6 levels, you could switch out your scaling health per level seals and go with flat armor. But this isn't really necessary with the items that we will be taking. This is the spell order I suggest on Kassadin if you want to see the exact mana cost, cooldowns, and damage ratios on each one of these spells. Check the link down in the description below. It'll take you right to the site and you can see everything there. Let's go into laning phase. First thing you want to do in laning phase is start auto-attacking the minions and hitting the enemy champion with your Q whenever it's up. Since Kata is melee, I can farm for free while I just harass her with my Q. Here you're going to see a really good technique you need to practice, which is Q, then activating your corruption potion in mid-air. If you can get the hang of this, you can get off a lot of free damage, because you'll be able to use 2 Qs every time to hit them off of 1 corruption proc. That is a lot of free damage we're looking at here, and it's also going to keep your mana and your health full by using the corruption potion. I've been auto-attacking the wave quite a bit, therefore her minions are going to be lower on HP than mine. So I can just auto-attack my minions and keep hitting her with my Q. Now, I'm not going to have to worry about missing a CS whenever I want to auto-attack her. So here, she's going to go in for the auto-attack on my minion, and I'm going to hit her without having to miss one of her minions. Now, I just got off a good trade. She's starting to run. I launched my Q, and then look, while my Q's in mid-air, I immediately activate my corruption pot. It's better if you can time it towards the end, so right when it's about to hit him, you can activate it. That way, on your second Q cast, you're going to have a higher likelihood of your corruption potion still being on, because sometimes the enemy will be walking away, so you'll need an extra second. So just keep an eye on my corruption potion for now. I'm walking forward trying to zone her off minions. The Q didn't hit any of my minions. I hit her with an auto attack since she did Q me. My corruption potion is healing me, and I just hit her. So as you can see, it applied my corruption potion damage to her as well, and I just got that CS. Now I'm going to Q her again. She's going to walk up foolishly, and now she's going to get hit by a corruption potion proc a second time on my Q, and I've already auto-attacked her while I had my corruption potion on. So she's gotten hit 3 times by my corruption potion proc with just 1 corruption potion. On Kassadin, your level 2 is very important, so keep an eye on your XP bar right by your character portrait on the bottom of your screen. Hitting that minion, I knew I was going to hit level 2, and now I'm going to walk up. I take my W at level 2, Null Spear, auto, and then immediately after auto attacking, I use my W since my W is a powerful auto attack reset. So just auto attack W, get off a lot of damage at once, hit her again. And whenever I was doing this, I activated my corruption potion as well. That way I could be getting some extra burn damage on her while I'm hitting her. She just took a lot of extra damage just to get like 1 minion worth of CS. Now I'm just going to keep hitting her with my Q whenever as I please while I farm her minions. Even if Nidalee ganks me at this point, Kata is so low on HP, I should be able to 1v2. If you are playing against a ranged opponent, I don't suggest taking W at level 2 because you're not usually going to get to auto attack them anyways. Here Nidalee is going to come in for the gank. She misses. I Q her. Pay attention to my E stacks. It's at 4, but since Katarina's spamming spells, I get my E up rather quickly. I just keep walking towards Nidalee. I auto attack and then W. I'm going to ignite, flash, and then E, which is going to hit both of them and pick up the kill on Nidalee. Now I have double buffs. I can stay in lane, push Kata out, or I can just come home. Or I can just go home, get full HP, and then just steamroll her, get level 6, and then start roaming. Let's look at a tougher matchup. Let's look at Zed versus Kassadin. Here, I know I'm about to hit level 2 off of these minions, so I immediately Q him. I walk up, I auto-attack. He walks backwards. I want to use my W, so I auto-attack him again and then immediately W. Now I'm going to back up. As you saw with that trade with the auto-attack, auto-W, I got off so much damage since my W is an auto-attack resetter. So just with an auto-attack and W, it pretty much just chunks him. Alright, so at this point, me and Zed both have our ultimates, and we're both relatively fed. I have a little bit more CS than him since I've been bullying him. I'm not going to use my ult right away. I could use it right now and go attack him, but I'm not going to because I don't want to just jump in on him, because then he can easily land his spells and I'll be in a bit of a sticky situation. So I'm just going to harass him with my Q like I've been doing, activate my corruption potion to get off some extra damage, and then once he goes to throw in a Q or use some of his skill shots, then I'm going to ult onto him and hit him with my other spells. I just land my slow on him, so it'll be more difficult for him to land his skill shot. I walk all the way around him. I end up dodging one of his shurikens, auto, immediately double for the auto attack reset, then I ult on the edge of him for some extra damage. I do believe I barely missed my ult there, but with my auto attack W combo, I easily out-traded him in that fight. The key was I didn't ult on him initially. I just harassed him with the Q, and then once he started to do his stuff, then I started to use my ult and my other spells on him. Now, if I was way more fed than him, or if I had way more HP than him at the time, sure, I could have just ulted on him and gone straight for it, but since we were evenly matched, I had to play it cool and play it smart. It's not always best to use Kassadin's W as an auto attack resetter. His W has a lot of auto aim on it, so even if the person's dashing or flashing or is using an escape, your W will still go off and do the damage. So here I just ult on him, and then I immediately W knowing it's going to kill him. And even though he ults me, it still kills him since it has so much auto aim on it. If I had ulted, autoed, and then tried to W, it would have been more damage than I needed. Plus, he might have potentially gotten away or flashed away or done something else since he wouldn't have died instantly. Here you're going to see the same thing. I'm just going to ult on him and then immediately W. Picking up another free kill on Zed. If you really want to be effective on Kassadin, you're really going to need to learn how to use his E properly. His E has a lot of range, so you're going to want to learn how far you can go by ulting and then using your E to slow them. Here I do it to Zed, and after I slow him, it's such a big slow that there's no way he's going to get away, and he turns around and tries to fight me. Here it's the same thing. I'm going to ult in right when he can see me, use my E, get him with the tip of the slow, and now I'm just going to chase him down, and we're going to pick up a free kill. Here I use my E too early. I ult over the wall and try to E him. It doesn't go quite far enough and I end up missing it. Luckily my ultimate is on such a short cooldown that I can just keep ulting to chase him down and then use my E again since everyone's casting so many spells. You want to keep an eye on how many charges your E is at, because after 5 charges it will allow you to use it again, assuming that the cooldown has ended on it. So against someone like Yasuo who's constantly spamming spells, definitely keep an eye on your E so that way you can use it as much as possible. I've used it on him many times in this fight already, and I can see it's stacking up to a full use again. I just ult, E, Q, auto, W, and now I'm just going to ult, seeing I'm going to have 6 stacks, and then I E again. If your enemy opponent won't trade you in lane, you're just going to outfarm them and hit them with your Q whenever you can, but once you're level 6, you can use your ultimate to get in range, hit them with an E and a Q, and get off some extra damage that way. It's important to know I'm only doing this since I am ahead of him, because otherwise if I were to go in and we were equally fed, I'd be in a bit of trouble since I don't have my ultimate to dodge any skill shots or get out of that situation. But since I am ahead of him, I can just ult in, hit him with a Q, and now if he does turn on me, I'm just going to auto attack W combo him like you see here, auto immediately double, and I can just auto him again if I so please. My force pulse is up, so I'm going to hit him with it, auto, and now walk away. At this point, if Zed stays in lane, next time my abilities are up, I can kill him. So he's most likely going to go home. I can push lane and then go roam to my other lanes like you're about to see here. Best way to do a gank on Kassadin to other lanes is come up behind them, ult in, try to land your slow, Q, auto, and then W reset, and using your ult whenever it's up. I've just killed Zed, so I'm going to go ahead and roam top. Warwick's really far push. He does end up killing Riven, but since I'm here, I can easily just ult on him, E, and pick up a free kill. You should only roam if your enemy opponent goes home, if you've pushed lane, or if you have teleport and you're going to teleport in behind them. Here I've killed Zed again, so I'm going to come up top behind Warwick. I'm not going to use my ult, but since he is pretty strong, I'm just going to slow him first, slow him down, ult away, and now that Riven's going to stun him, now I can easily go in and use my spells. If you really want to catch your opponent off guard, a cool trick to do is ult, and then immediately flash before your ult animation finishes. This way you'll catch them off guard, they won't think you'll be able to reach them with your ult, so they'll die instantly and they won't have a chance to react. Also, it's a quick way to close a gap all at once without spacing it out. This way, once again, your opponents will have time to react and you'll really get the drop on them. If you're chasing someone down or just having an extended skirmish in general, you're going to be using your ultimate quite a bit. Keep an eye on how many stacks you have near the bottom of your screen. Right now you can see I have 4. With more stacks that you have, it's going to be doing a decent amount more damage, but it's also going to double the mana cost each time So after you've used it 4 times, you pretty much only have 1 more cast before you're out of mana. So once you're at 4 stacks, try to be mindful of how you're using your ultimate, because your next one is going to take up pretty much your whole mana pool. On my way to this fight, I've used my ultimate twice to try to build up some stacks. That way when I go in on someone, for example, they're on Yasuo, I'm going to be doing a little bit more damage. It is going to be using a little bit more mana, but also I'm going to be doing quite a bit more damage with having more stacks on my ultimate. Here Morgana exhausts me. They're going to end up chasing me down. She's going to land her snare, which is unfortunate. As you can see, I'm on my 4th stack right now, so I just burnt my whole mana pool. But my W gives you a lot of mana back whenever you hit an enemy champion with it. So that's going to give me the mana I need to ultimate to Morg here in a moment and kill her. And since I do have 4 stacks, it's going to be an insta-kill, and I am going to end up getting away. It's really important that you get the hang of managing your ult stacks. That way you can do maximum damage in a team fight and also not burn yourself completely out of your mana pool. Here, me and Yasuo both went home, so I know he wasn't going to be in lane too soon. So I teleport to a ward that I told my support to lay. Morgana tries to snare me, and I'm going to just immediately ult the moment I teleport to the ward. Ult on her, Q, auto attack W, E for the slow, and we pick up a free kill. Here, I'm going to do the same thing to Varus. I'm going to ult on him, throw down my slow, auto attack W, Q, almost kill him. And I am going to retreat since Yasuo is taking down my turret. You typically want to avoid team fights on Kassadin late game, but if you can get to the squishies on the enemy team, it can be worthwhile. For example, here Xerath is out of position, just ult, auto attack W, E, Q, kill him pretty quickly. I'm going to try to get away from their tanky frontline Poppy, throwing down my E on my way back. As Riven flanks in, I can go back in and we pick up some free kills. Ideally for your team fights, you want to be roaming with the majority party, so you want it to be like 3 versus 2 or 4 versus 3. You just want to have more people than they have. Since you are extremely mobile and you have a powerful slow, AoE slow, they pretty much won't be able to get away from you once you're on them. And since you're all casting your spells, your E is going to be up even more often. This is a 4v4 and they're under turret, so I'm just waiting for a pick to go in. Thresh lands it, ult, do my combo, and we do kill Xerath. Now we have a man advantage, so we can start diving a little bit. They're running away low HP, so I'm just trying to pick up another kill. I have my eye on Jhin, but Poppy's low, so just ult, EQ, get another kill. Go on a Jhin, auto W, insta kill him, and now we have a man advantage once again. And so we can pretty much just dive Warwick, he runs away, and we can take their base for free. Ultimately, late game on Kassadin, you just want to look for picks, killing squishies on the enemy teams, and avoiding fighting their tank straight up. If you do find yourself in a team fight where you have a man down advantage, like I have 2 teammates dead right now, just use your E and your Q to harass, using your ultimate to get in and out. Here I use my hourglass to avoid a lot of damage. I'm going to Q Malphite, and here I'm going to ult in and get an AoE E on the enemy team. That does a lot of damage and it's going to slow them a lot. Now my team just follows up even though we were 2 men down. And we pick up a lot of kills. And that's going to wrap up this video, how to actually mid as Kassadin. I hope you guys learned something. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and also leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next video.
Yeah.